Wait, what is this? I've already done this. This is old. It's done. Here I was, retired. I rode off into the sunset. I moved to Saitama. I got kicked out of Japan. I lost my phone in Queens. I found myself homeless in suburban Canada. I went to detox twice in a month. I was having a good time. I was done. And now this? I have to go back to the first subject I ever covered in these fucking videos? I mean, what is there left to say? What could possibly be said that I didn't already cover? Pat Tomlinson is a comedian. A comedian who couldn't take a joke made at his expense after he threw out a shitty joke about Norm Macdonald. Pat Tomlinson is a science fiction author, trying to tell stories of the future when he doesn't even have a basic understanding of the present and how the internet works. Pat Tomlinson is a defender of women whom he will randomly throw into a stupid essay he's writing, even though they have nothing to do with the conflict, getting misogyny involved, just in hopes that it will bring some sympathy to his dogshit crusade. Pat Tomlinson is bad at everything he tried to do here. And hell, I wasn't even the only person to cover it. Porcelain, better known as Joey Meat Sauce, covered him too.
After claims of obtaining 300 IP addresses surfaced, following a humorously doctored spreadsheet posted to the subreddit, Fatrick's deranged fantasies of some sweeping revenge arc reached clown world levels of absurdity. His Instagram continued to post cryptic threats such as the following, stating, "You know we can see you, right?" And another claiming, "I don't lie, children, or bluff. I don't need to. The truth suits me just fine."
Even Beige Frequency took a break from Photoshop painting transsexuals or whatever the fuck he does to address the controversy.
Anyway, after the first account went down, he made another account. That one was shortly afterwards taken down for ban evasion. And then he made another account, which was Robert S. Mueller, and it was his cat. So he ended up LARPing as his cat on Twitter, giving all his hot political takes about Trump, or excuse me, as he would say, Flonald Plump.
However, in case you missed the 3 Pat videos in question, let me sum it up for you. Pat Tomlinson is a bloated, failed comedian and completely unknown sci-fi author who got famous for setting an abortion clinic on fire to prove a point or something. He used to spend most of his day on Twitter bashing the President of the United States and getting fucked with by Reddit's finest collective of schizophrenics and drunks, r/Opie and Anthony. r/Opie and Anthony was set to private indirectly because of their interactions with Pat, and this eventually spawned several different communities dedicated to messing with various Z-list celebrities, decentralizing them, turning them into, I don't want to say cells, that sounds like terrorism, but
these people are still around. They still hang around. They're basically online terrorists. They want to have anything to do with affecting my life and my brother's life. My brother.
Why would they have anything against you just because you're your brother's brother? I mean,
yes, that's why. That's why.
That's a little bit far-fetched. It's a little bit far-fetched.
One of the major points of my previous video was addressing the question of why. Why is this absolute nobody like a magnet to trolls? He's not interesting, his opinions aren't original, he's not outrageous or funny, so what makes him a target? I personally never saw the appeal, and so I never really engaged in it. But over the course of making the video, I came to the conclusion, like many other special individuals on the internet, Pat has a tendency to escalate rather than diffuse a situation when he's obviously being fucked with. You made fun of a comic, and people fucked with you for it. God, you're dumb. And they would have stopped if you shut the fuck up, Pat. They would have gotten bored and left, but you won't stop talking. So if the troll keeps escalating and he keeps escalating back, you can actually get some pretty funny shit out of him. Now, I was having a pretty normal Sunday morning. I was just relaxing. Drawing a picture of a former radio host's dead mother jacking off an anonymous penis in heaven. You know, normal, healthy self-expression. And I was fiddling around on Twitter, and I saw that Pat Tomlinson was denying a claim that he had sent emails to reviewers offering to pay them for reviews. Who could resist? So what continued was an hour of talking in circles with quite possibly the most self-important, intellectually dishonest, and rhetorically incompetent douche I've ever had the pleasure of fucking with. And I'm just going to read some of it out now. I know after the first time I covered him, I promised I would never do the fucking impression. I'm sorry, I have to play myself and him. So to make it unambiguous, I'm going to have to do the Pat voice again. You are a troll because you lie and harass people for fun? That's what the word means, and if you don't want to be accurately described as a troll, stop behaving like one. It's simple. What have I lied about? Whom have I harassed? Everything, child. Great answer. Again, utter slime, Pat. You are utter slime. It's the correct answer, child? You are lying? Exclusively? Name one thing I've lied about. You can't just throw the accusation out there without something to back it up. You've lied about everything in this thread, child. Name one thing. You can't, because I haven't. Everything doesn't make for a good example. But that's you to a T. It's your character. You lie about being lied about to get sympathy. It's pathetic, embarrassing, and I'm sad it actually works sometimes. Everything, child. Every claim you have made in this thread is a lie. Every single one. See, you're going back to everything, because in the vagueness of that, you can hide the fact you have nothing. Not one single lie you can point to. Stop it, Pat. Stop the dirty rhetoric. Stop playing victim. Stop with the insults. Stop being a worm. There's nothing vague about it, child. Every claim you've made in this thread is a lie. Every last one of them. Back up your claim, child. I already have, child. No, you haven't. You said everything over and over again, and it means nothing. You're either the worst communicator on earth or a hissy fit having bitch. And somewhere down the line, he finally said, bye-bye, child, and blocked me. And that really should have been that. He'd proven himself incapable of having a conversation that is even remotely critical of him. He curled into his little corner and he smashed his toys. Meanwhile, I drunkenly poured out a stream of nonsense at a Z-list celebrity. Boom! Done. Over. Right? Of course not! This is Patrick Soytit's son we're talking about. Of course he had to go either himself or get one of his flunkies to report me to Twitter. There's like a 1% chance this might be a false flag operation, and it was actually one of my guys who flagged me to get me riled up, which would be really fucking funny and good job if that's the case. But I doubt it. We know it's Pat. We've seen him do this to Reddit. We've seen him do this to other Twitter accounts. He's probably done it on Instagram and Facebook. Yeah, he's done it to me on Instagram before. And what are these horrible, abusive tweets that I made that bullied him and harassed him into having to report me to fucking Twitter? So the ones where I disagreed with him. Disagreement is harassment and lies, child. Troll, everything is a lie, you fucking pig fucker, Pat. Now this is an exceptionally ballsy move on Pat's part, considering he is a ban evader. He should not be on Twitter in the first place. He is banned. Now, I'm not going to do anything about this. I'm absolutely not. I'm retarded, but I'm not gay. But I will laugh in his stupid fucking face once he loses yet another account. Fuck him. But the reason I decided to make this video isn't because I wanted to show off my expert rhetorical skills. Anyone who has heard me argue on Cogstream or on Bitwave knows that I am to debate an argumentation what Coach Redpill is to debate an argumentation. Dog shit covered in piss cum. What I did want to bring to light is the end game, because there is really only one way this ends. Damages. And it is here that I want to stop talking about the blight on society that is Pat Tomlinson and talk about the blight on society that is Joseph Cumia.
A racist, misogynist, pedophile, Nazi, white supremacist, card-carrying, violent guy. That's really what it comes down to.
Joseph Cumia had successfully broken the Reddit DMCA claim system, claiming tweets as well as Facebook messages simply about him. He claimed that these were his own copyrighted material, and Reddit, being the piece of trash that it is, happily accepted that as factual, and it closed down different subs dedicated to covering interesting individuals like Pat and Joe, and they get closed down every week. Now, some of this is fun. It's fun finding the new sub. It's fun to see who's the first to post a feed Nana. It's fun seeing how much more brutal every new incarnation of the sub is, and kind of how people get around the limitations presented by the last sub being closed. It's genuinely interesting, and it's fun. But some of it is not fun. And here I'm going to direct your attention to Beige Frequency. Beige Frequency worked his ass off on a documentary series covering Anthony and Joe Cumia. By the end, it must have been well over 5 hours of high-quality, entertaining, and well-researched material. However, if you were to look for it now, it's gone. All because Joe DMCA'd that shit. And now we talk about the endgame. The only way to stop these illegitimate flagging campaigns is to prove damages. And Beige Frequency, as a monetized channel and as someone with a Patreon, with Patreon supporters who might insist on his content being available to them, is probably the only person in the world who could prove damages against Joe Cumia, setting an example for Reddit, for YouTube, and for Pat Tomlinson. That flagging isn't this silly thing you can do to people who are better than you, that it's a fucking crime. My Twitter was, at a point of time, a hub for my YouTube channel where I would interact with my audience, plan new videos, and do work. For this work, I was compensated by AdSense, and had my channel still existed, and I wasn't doing all this for a goof, someone like me might take legal action. The DMCA shit that Joe is pulling and false flagging shit Pat is pulling, it will end. Now, I strongly doubt Beige will do anything. He doesn't seem like the type. But the point is he can, and I wish he would make it more clear to the offending parties that he can. Because this gay flag football cat and mouse shit, it has to end. But I digress. The important thing here is Pat. It's been a year now since Pat first ran into the trolls of ROP and Anthony, and I am happy to report, from personal experience this time around, that he still has learned absolutely nothing. He is still the same spineless sack of shit, using empty rhetoric and nonsensical delusions of victimhood to further his sense of self-importance. What a cuck.